to see you all.
So, regarding Ethiopia, Ambassador?
I mean, look, on Ethiopia, you know, we are deeply, deeply concerned about the escalation and indeed the expansion of violence in northern Ethiopia. And also, I have to say, particularly concerned to now hear very divisive and hate speech that we feel is really damaging. We want to see an immediate end to hostilities. Neither party at the moment seems ready to come to the table. We want to encourage that we see an end to violence, and importantly, as we've said several times before, immediate unimpeded humanitarian access. We've had difficulty following, because of some communications challenges, exactly what's happening on the ground, particularly in Tigray, northern Ethiopia. We know people are suffering, we know people are starving. We want to be sure that the fuel shortage that has affected and impacted people's ability to distribute aid is addressed very quickly. That's part of the overall approach. So a ceasefire, no preconditions, end to hostilities, unimpeded humanitarian access, and they're all preludes to what we've said has to be the ultimate solution, which is a political dialogue, both a political dialogue and a national inclusive dialogue in Ethiopia. It's an enormously important country. It's a great partner of Ireland over a very long time. We are really anxious to make sure that the country emerges from this deepening crisis now urgently, immediately, and we would like to see the Security Council say that. We know that there's a great degree of concern amongst many of the members at the table, and we would like to see the Security Council speak out. We've seen very strong statements overnight from the African Union, who have an absolutely pivotal role to play in this. We've said before, President Obasanjo, very, very important High Representative. We know that many other members around the table are working to support the parties on the ground, but critically, the African Union has a key role, and we're ready to support that also.
So what's the big hold-up?
Well, I'm not sure that you'd say there's a big hold-up, because if you were me, I'd tell you we're working night and day behind the scenes. I think we should speak very soon, and we're working literally today to enable the Council to do that. This has been a very fast-moving situation on the ground, so if there's been what you might call a hold-up, what I would call a serious engagement with establishing facts on the ground, it's been that the situation has been fast developing, as you know, and so we are tracking that very carefully. But I think that you will soon, ideally, hear a unified message from the Council.
I said
Thanks.
hold up because the Council hasn't done anything significant on Tigray.
Well, I think the important thing we're doing is keeping the light shining on the situation on the ground. Certainly for Ireland's part, I hardly ever stop here to speak to you without raising particularly the humanitarian situation. Now, in this instance, we are working with all partners, particularly our African partners, who are close to both the players on the ground, but also to understanding the implications regionally. I think there are implications regionally, and we're working to get a result. Thanks.
Did you have a chance to look into the Russia-China draft resolution on DPRK? What do you make of it?
Well, the resolution, we've seen it. There's work underway. It's an important issue to be addressed, certainly. You know, we have said in the past that we want to see the DPRK respect UN resolutions, and that part of that is, of course, is the sanctions regime, but we want to see the steps that DPRK has taken recently that we regard as in contravention of international law. We want to see that addressed. So we will continue to work with all our partners to make sure that view is reflected. Thanks.